Why is it I hit record and then a car comes along? Welcome to the back of my car, which is quite deliberate because I'm parked next door to a busy road. So to try and do this alongside the busy road would be next to impossible. And as you can see, I am loading some film. If I could actually get into the damn thing. So what I'm going to do today is I am going to clearly use film, but I'm going to do some film photography in some woodland. I don't think I've done film photography in woodland before, ever. So definitely a first for me. I also have a new exposure app to play with, which was recommended to me. So Lee Tippett, you know who you are. Thank you very much for the recommendation. I've paid out my money for it and I shall be using it. I'm just going to stick that in there so I know what film I am using, which is Kodak Gold 200 120 film. I am using my Mamiya 645 Pro. I know, right? So I'm not going to sit and make you watch me load film because that's just boring, but we are going to go into some woodland and we are going to play with film. We are in autumn, so there's plenty of colour around, which is why I'm choosing to use colour film as opposed to black and white. And yeah, I shall see how I get on. Right. You might want to clip this bit out, Hugh, because this is boring. So the harsh truth is, it hasn't taken me very long to find my first composition, which I showed you before we started to play with the camera. Beautiful collection of trees, all backlit by the sun. I've framed up a composition. I'll show you that in a moment. But what I wanted to do to begin with was show you the app that I'm using, which is called Lightmeter Pro, which you can get on the App Store. You have to pay for it. And I'm just going to take a meter reading. Where are we? What did we say? F8. Excellent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a shot because I just want to do it. Right, we are ready to go. No, we're not. Dark slide. One dark slide. Right, shot number one, F8, 60th of a second, round about 80 millimeters. Here we go. Yeah, rock and roll. Right, now I've done that, let me just show you the composition through the viewfinder. So it's a relatively simple composition. I think it is anyway. Let me just try and line it up. There we go. Oh, the sun's going in. Collection of trees, backlit foliage. Tried to give all the trees, whoops, a bit of space, and then the shadows coming out from the left hand side kind of lead you in and up to the colour. So pretty straightforward. However, I made a boo-boo because the eagle-eyed amongst you would have noticed I used a polarizer. But the app here has no polarizer in front of it. So what I should have done is put a polarizer over the scene and taken a meter reading through the polarizer, which of course would have given me different exposure reading. Now, for those of you familiar with light meters, it's pretty straightforward. What you want to meter goes in the middle. You've got a measure button at the bottom. You set the ISO, and then for each of the f-stops, you have a shutter speed. So it's quite straightforward. Light Meter Pro, recommended to me by Lee Tippett. He's got very good results in quite tricky lighting circumstances, so I'm reasonably confident that this will give me a good result. If it doesn't, well, I've wasted a roll of film, but there we are. Right, so I need to correct that error, so let's do that quickly now. So there's my scene. Here is my light meter, and if I put a polarizer over it, meter my scene. Oh, this is fun. Let's wait for the sun to come back out again. You see, it does make a difference. So at f8, 15th of a second. Woof. I suppose, yeah, 2 stops, isn't it? Mind you, I could have done that manually. Right. So, 15th of a second, everything exactly the same. Dark slide. Keep forgetting the dark slide. Boom, boom. Put the dark slide back in. Let's go and find composition number 2. Ooh, that's quite nice. Yeah. Swap to the longer lens, which is the, whatever it is, 105 to 210, so I can get in a wee bit tighter. Can't use a polarizer this time, because I brought the wrong one. I thought this one was a 72, but it's not, it's only 58. But there we are, never mind. Right, light meter, glasses. What's quite handy is the sun's just gone in. So, there it is. There is my scene. Measure. 1/25th, something like that, at f8, which for this scene should be absolutely fine. Just the tree and the foliage, and then there's just a hint of the lake at the bottom. But that's okay. I'm not too fussed by that. Yeah, but the sun's gone in. Need to let the sun come back out again. Righty-ho, sun has come back out. Oh, it's more like 60th of a second now. The light has changed. Yep, right, okay. So this is frame 3, f8 at around about 210 mil, 60th of a second. Dark slide. Keep forgetting the dark slide. At least the shutter doesn't fire with the dark slide still in. Otherwise, I'd have a very, very, very empty film. I'm enjoying this. This is good. So let's, let's go and find something else. I think I'm getting a bit fixated with blocks of colour. I need to shake myself out of that one. But what I like here is the contrast between the autumn colour and the green beyond. It just, I don't know. I like it. I like the combination of colours. It's quite tricky to expose for. And if we just wander around to the camera, and go and have a look at the composition. But the exposure, so we were at f8 again because it's a relatively flat scene, and we were a 30th of a second. If I try and show the composition, there you go. See, I've gone in quite tight again, just to show the trunks and the blocks of colour, and that was at roughly 140 millimeters. The sun's gone in behind the cloud now, but what caught my eye was this branch here, and the way that, again, it contrasts with the green behind it. It's a bit of a shame there's a block of colour behind it, but I just love the way that it falls down into the scene. And when the sun was out, the colour was absolutely glorious. Oh no, hang on, the sun, there's enough, I think, to still make it work. So, I've got the lens wide open at 4.5. So, if we, it's a 60th. Let's do that before the sun comes back out. Nice and level. Oh, I didn't wind the film on. Can you tell I've not done this for a while? Excellent. That was at about 130 millimeters, and that was frame number 5. So yeah, we're rocking through this film. Right, let's go and find some trees, proper trees. None of this backlit block of colour nonsense. Look, I found a tree, a proper tree. Ah, who would have thought it in a piece of woodland, eh? Right, okay. So, as you can see, hopefully, I've got the camera in portrait orientation because it just suits the subject, and I've realised my polarizer is filthy dirty. Now, I'm going to try and handhold the polarizer, even though I know it's the wrong size, because it does make a difference. I've got a lake behind the tree, and there's quite a lot of glare coming off the lake. So, having twisted the polarizer around to where it is most effective, I will take a meter reading. I'll do it now, actually. I've got the lens wide open, 30th of a second, like so. Right, and now what I'm going to try and do is handhold whilst the sun is behind a cloud, like so. Oh shoot, dark slide, dark slide, dark slide, dark slide. Handhold the polarizer. Fat, I can't see it, can I? Nope. Right. I haven't wound the film on. Oh my word, if I had a brain it'd be dangerous. Boom. Right. Put the dark slide back in so you don't forget it. Excellent. Now, I might do the same when the sun's out. So in which case then, let's get ready for that. Dark slide out, put it away, wind the film on, so that's ready. And then, yes, okay, right, so I'm going to do that. So that last frame was frame number 6, which was f4.5 at around about 130 millimeters, 30th of a second. I'll have to record what the other one is when I do it. So, unfortunately, cloud has rolled in, and yeah, I think the chance of getting that tree nicely lit with backlight has gone. The kicker is I should have probably taken the image when I had the chance, but there we are, never mind, it's done. can't change it. I'm now trying to decide whether I've got the camera the right way up on here or not. I don't think I have, so we'll correct that. But rather than me talk you through yet more compositions, I'm going to end this video here whilst I have a play with yet another tree right in front of me, which is rather nice. So I'll carry on taking images and I'll post the results at the end of this outro. I hope it's been interesting. If you've followed along for this long, thank you very much indeed. If you've liked the content for today, please give it a thumbs up on YouTube. It's very gratefully appreciated. Yeah, it's just good to know which videos are popular and maybe which ones aren't. If you like landscape photography, be it film or digital, it doesn't really matter, then do consider becoming a subscriber if you're not already. 1/25th of a second. And yeah, that's it, I think. Until we're back out in the landscape again, everybody stay safe and stay well and look after each other. This is frame number 7 of a tree. I can't remember whether I focused it or not. Yes, I did. We are at 105mm f4.5, 1/25th of a second. Yeah. Right. Cheerio, folks. Take it easy.